Hello guys, this is my first time doing a commentary. Last videos had no commentaries, they are just gameplay. So I decided to do a commentary, just trying things out and see if they look different. Anyways, you're gonna see me grabbing these shatters a lot just because they are pretty annoying to deal with and they take so much time to kill. They are easier to kill using circles. It sucks that collision damage isn't really that high in this game. There is a lot of things that are wrong in this game. First of all, there is no collision damage like God of War 1 and 2. Second, enemies would still attack you even off screen. Yeah, off screen. Off screen enemies will still attack you. Not every enemy. Like archers won't attack you if they are off screen. Centuries will every time attack you. Wraiths, they will always attack you. Pretty much every enemy attacks off screen, which makes this game a bit difficult. The good thing about this game is the damage from circles is high, so even in hard mode you can still take enemies pretty faster using circles. For the rest of the game, and starting from now on, encounters will get harder and harder, and they will take pretty much sometimes a half an hour up to an hour just to figure out how to do it. This is my first time doing a Pain Plus run. I do know upgrade runs, but Pain Plus are just a pain. I mean, it stands out for its name. I mean, we're close here to dealing with this encounter. Just a few hits, yeah, that's it. The next encounter, the next trouble encounter is the Vortex. Even though now it's much easier, because after I watched a video of my recording, I figured out a way to deal with the Vortex easily without having to worry about the lightning striking you. I will state that next in the video. For now on, we're seeing this encounter. You just need to deal with the harpies. I mean, 2 Cyclops are already too much. With the harpies, they are just annoying. So you just better focus on either parry or run away from them and deal with them first, and then focus on the Cyclops. Yeah, it's much easier to deal with the Cyclops because you can always stand in their back and they won't be able to hit you. But in this case, they are too, so you still have to dodge and stuff. And the damage is really low in very hard mode, so this will take a little bit time to deal with. For people who had no idea about the challenge, you can check out the description. The full rules of the challenge are described there. You can try out the challenge yourself and see if you can make it. There are things that I have done wrong in this one, and I had to redo encounters. Like, I don't know. Some encounters took me like 3 days just to finish, especially the one in the last encounter of Sunken Atlantis. It took me like 3 days to figure out how to do it. Yeah, the encounter with the 4 harpies. Once you kill 2 harpies, a blitz appears, and if you kill the 2 others, another blitz appears. There is 3 blitz in total that you have to kill, and I figured out that if you only kill 3 and you kill the 4th one, you can deal with the first blitz and with the harpy. And you already know harpies are annoying in this game. They have a weird freaking grab animation where they just turn around and they hit you. Sometimes they are very far and they still hit you. Sometimes they are very close and their animation goes behind you and it still hits you, which is freaking weird. Yeah, but I was still able to deal with it. Now in this encounter, with one Cyclop around, it's much easier. Except that sometimes the Cyclop position is just close to a wall and decides to just turn around. But overall it's easy. Now here is where the encounter that I think a lot of people have trouble with, especially in the emulation version. If you play on an emulator like I do, this encounter has a weird bug where it never ends. You just keep firing enemies for half an hour and the encounter just never ends. Yeah, I don't know how this bug occurs, but it just happens. The encounter is supposed to have a maximum 5 minutes to be done. Like 5 minutes. Apart from redoing it, just in case you died, or in my case, I am doing a no damage run, meaning I had to redo this encounter for maybe like 10 to 12 times because of stupid mistakes, but I was able to do it. This is the first attempt that I'm going to showcase. This was the first successful attempt before I finished the game. After I finished the game, I looked back into the recordings and I found that I already took damage from the ship somehow. You will see that at the end. At the end of this encounter, I was grabbing one of those Atlantis whatever soldiers. I don't remember their name exactly, but I was grabbing one of them to get iframes so I don't get hit by the lightning, and I was almost frame perfect. The moment I grabbed it and the encounter ended, and as soon as I was summoned to the new area, I just found myself damaged by the lightning. I don't know how, but I didn't see Kratos like take damage. Like the animation when Kratos takes damage by the lightning, he just like get knocked back on his face. But in that case, I didn't get knocked back. I was just grabbing it, and the moment it ended, the encounter ended, the lightning struck, Kratos changed. I mean, at the end of the encounter, you will see, even if if you're on the sides, you will be summoned in the middle of the ship, and you just fell off the edge, and you will have to mash circle so you don't die. That moment, I don't know how I got damage, because in my case, I did how it has to be done, and I didn't get damage. But at the end of the encounter, I took damage somehow. So I decided to do another attempt, but I'm only going to redo this because it's already a pain just to redo everything again. So I'm just gonna show you this attempt where I took damage for absolutely no reason, and after that I will showcase another attempt that is much better and much safer to do for everybody, and I suggest anyone who does no damage runs to do it. It's much easier to do, and it's the safest and fastest way to deal with the vortex. Anyways, for now, you will see me just grabbing enemies randomly across the ship, just to avoid the lightning, but unfortunately I got hit. You will see that Kratos is immediately summoned in the middle of the ship, and I didn't really take damage, but like visually I didn't take damage, but I still took damage somehow. This is the new attempt. I took a safer approach. The first thing I decided is to keep the Spartans alive. So all I had to do was killing enemies using circle, and it's the only time that I was grateful that this game had no collision damage, because if it had collision damage, those soldiers would be dead. But considering it has no collision damage, or not, doesn't have collision, but it's not that much damage. It's like if I would rate the damage, let's say that God of War 1 damage is 10, this game's is 1. Yeah, it's so little. Okay, here my main concern is explaining the last phase. The first and second are always the same. Just grab the first enemies with circle. When the harpies are summoned, make sure you jump and grab. Also make an effort to parry the grabs. It's much better to parry rather than roll, because sometimes they can get you with the grab. Just make sure you're somewhere here, because let's say that you're fighting next to the Spartan steering the ship, you will get hit by the lightning if you're close to him. Like the lightning, the cutscene where the lightning strikes the Spartan steering the ship, that lightning can do damage to you. You see that lightning there? If you're close enough to it, you will get damaged. So the strat here is to stay next to this chest. The idea is the chest helps keeping you in place because enemies' attacks push you backwards. Also, when they get closer, you can just grab them and get them far away from you. You can also hit the harpies with it. I mean, at this point, you're just stalling for the vortex to end. Yeah, it's just about time for the encounter to end. It doesn't matter how many enemies you kill here. It just survive and that's it. The other two Spartans are helpful because they keep enemies away from targeting you. They can also kill enemies, and it somehow helps with finishing the encounter faster. As you can see, it's already done. That's it. That's the end of the video. I hope you find this useful in your runs. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.